again, your host here, the Cape Cod Kid, artist formerly known as Andre King. And we are here to bring you all the sports and current events news stories that you need to know. Had to rock the white tonight. We had to come back on the white. You know what we doing, SandCity Sports. Shout out to Plenty Sneaks. Hold on. Let me come over here. That was a good intro. We got to go live. We live now on the IG. We got to go live. Yes, indeed. Hold on. We live now on the Facebook. Yes, indeed. Okay, let me come over to my other, because again, we've had situations. There's been situations. Come home. What am I watching here? Yes, indeed. The Twitter is where it needs to be. Okay, let's come over. Let's see what's going on. Hold on. Nope. We're going to stop there. And we're going to come back. Make sure that the YouTube is where it needs to be. Yep. YouTube is where it needs to be. There was one episode where I didn't check. You understood? And I got checked. So this is how we have to start the show. This is how we have to get down. Making sure it's just me, Cape Cod Kid here, that's doing the production side. And one episode I rushed. I don't know why I would ever rush myself, but I was rushing. And I lost some of my socials. So not doing that again. You understand? I gotta have some patience in terms of you do. Oh, whoa! What's going on? We got some people that's checking in with your boy. I appreciate that. I see y'all. Hit the chat. Holla at your boy. And anybody that wants to get down for the crown and wants to come on to SandCity Sports, just let me know. Drop a chat. Let me know in the chat. We send you the link. You can come on in and participate if that's how you wanna do things. We keep it positive. Okay, we keep it productive, we keep it respectful, but you're welcome to tune in with SandCity Sports. So I'm glad I'm seeing some people that's with us. A lot to get to. As I said, your boy, we start. No, I don't mean the floors, but I had to bring my icy whites out. I had to bring the icy white out. The icy white Sand City. You heard me? The icy white SandCity Sports. The logo. Plenty Sneaks. Check him out. Plenty Sneaks on IG. You know how he does. He's a sneakerhead. Does a great job. Okay, he put the logo together, and then the you know what I mean, it's extra smooth and silky. That's the flag man. My cousin Tim Luce, for the shirt. That's extra comfortable and I hope stylish. And anybody, if you feeling what we're doing, you want to be SandCity Sports, let me know. We'll get you some of the gear. We're trying to just build this up, and make it be as good as it can be. But the white was based on the fact that what we saw in my Detroit Lions. See, I said mine. The Detroit Lions. NFC, I'm with the Eagles first and foremost. Family, born in Jersey, family in Philly. So the Eagles have to be my number one team. But doggone it, if you can't rock with Dan Campbell, I'm not sure I can rock with you. If you can't rock with Dan Campbell, I don't know if I can get down with you based on just he's a dude. He's the dude. Detroit Lions, I just saw my fantasy that, I'm winning even though I didn't got bounced. I got bounced. I got bounced from fantasy football. So I didn't advance to the Super Bowl or anything like that. I can talk about it, but David Montgomery is my running back. And of course, David Montgomery, he balled out for me this year. He balled and he's out. Aiden Hutchinson out. The Detroit Lions, they just keep winning. And it kind of, I feel some type of a way because I just think if this team was healthy, I'm for spreading the wealth. I want to see a Bills, Lions, Ravens, Lions, Super Bowl. That's what I'm hungering for. But I can't wrap my mind around how they just continue to win. And, point of fact, San Francisco is down, right? NFL, any given Sunday, year to year. All right, for San Francisco, the heir apparent, and they were supposed to be, they had injuries and all that. But this is a down year for them. A down year in a number of different ways. So this late season matchup, I think we were kind of, in the beginning of the season, we would have thought this was a conference finals preview, not this year. But you still have to go out there and get the job done and win the games, which is what the Lions did. What was they down 21? Right, they was down 21-28 third quarter. Okay, and just chipping away, field goal here, go ahead, touchdown there, and just keep moving and grooving. So they are atop. Let's go ahead and check the NFC North. Who would have thought? NFC North, monstrous, monstrous. Okay, let's get it for you. All right, so the Detroit Lions 14-2. Vikings 14-2, Packers right there 11-5. Okay, Bears, not what anybody expected, right? So look at the Detroit Lions and Minnesota Vikings atop the NFC writ large. Period. Eagles 13-3, and we're gonna talk about the Eagles and Saquon and how he's gonna go out there and stomp, holes in the New York Giants. He's going to play. He's gonna run roughshod. Number of different reasons why that has to be the case. We're going to talk about the Eagles and Saquon getting the record. And yes, it is a record. Okay. And I like the pony excess. We're going to talk about that. But just a little preview. I like the pony excess. By the way, go ahead and check that out on ESPN Plus, the 30 for 30 pony the pony excess, pony express, pony excess. However, it's good. It's very good. Okay. Talking about SMU and what that was, in the day. Eric Dickerson, just phenom in college, phenom in high school, phenom in the NFL. And he said, I don't want Saquon to pass my record. Now, I like that, you know what I mean? So, I hope, we're going to, no, I don't want him to pass the record. And then people saying, well, it's 17 games, not 16 games, and there's a difference. But again, student of the game, even though basketball is my chief competency, but, I study, I learn on the football side. I appreciate the people that's rocking with SandCity Sports right now. I really appreciate y'all from the bottom of my heart. You know what I mean? Hold on, do we have a chat? We got a chat. Hey, somebody's in the chat. Hey, thanks for checking in. Thanks for checking in. See Caden's in the chat. Thanks for checking in. Happy holidays. Yes, indeed. SandCity Sports. We're here. Appreciate folks checking in with us. So we're talking Lions. And then we're going to, I'm gonna come back to my Lions and come back to my Lions. But yeah, Saquon going for the record. And Eric Dickerson, who has the record, old school. I like the honesty. Said, no, I don't want the new jack. I don't want the youngster to take my record. No. That's not what I want. Okay, which sometimes, no, I don't want that. So respectfully, and people have said it's 17 games, not 16 games, asterisk. Folks, no. Because Eric Dickerson in 16 games did what the original previous record holder, I don't know about original because the NFL, O.J. Simpson, okay? O.J. Simpson passed away recently, okay? Yes, respect there. We don't, cast aspersions. We don't know. Okay, but OJ had the record in 14 games. Eric Dickerson, 16 games. Now Saquon Barkley, 17 games. So each of those, right, deserving of respect. Okay? Had the juice in the day, had 17 games, who knows what it would have been. Okay? But times change. Everything has to evolve. Okay, so Saquon would get it in 17 games. The quote unquote, if he's going to play, he's playing, folks. He's playing. And now let me dive deep. I'm talking about it now, so we're going to talk about it. I'm going to talk about it right now, and then we'll come back to the line. He's playing. Okay, first of all, because that's what you do, right? You go out there and play. You don't take nothing for granted. You take nothing for granted. This is something that's been on my mind. The health is the wealth, folks. The health is the wealth. Okay, coming back to that. But, we're going to rest and we don't know. You don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. So let's ball out today. Let's do what we need to do today and to worry about tomorrow when it comes. Okay? Sometimes, yes, discretion is the better part of valor, but too much in sports. Everybody want to, no athlete wants to play sports. What are we doing? What are we doing here? Athletes don't want to play sports. Why are you an athlete? Be a chiropractor. Be an accountant. Be an engineer. Be a plumber. Be a carpenter. Be a working class hero. You're an athlete. You play sports. That's what you do. What are we talking about? Saquon might not play, rest him up for the playoffs. Nonsense. Well, if he gets hurt, you get hurt walking down the street, man. You get out of bed, you could what? Pull a calf. All right? You go down, all the ifs and buts is candy and nuts. We'd all have a Merry Christmas. This is historic. 2,000-yard rushing record. And I like the storyline, but I'm going in on this. Saquon's going to play. He's going well over 100 yards. I think, frankly, 200 yards. There's no love lost. We know what team he came from. We know what team that didn't believe in him and where they are. The New York Football Giants. By the way, check out the two Bills. Check out the two Bills. Again, 30 for 30, classic gold. Won't be disappointed. And speaking of the two Bills' relevancy, okay, we're talking, but I got to come back to these points because of what, right? The two Bills, Bill Parcells, I'm dating myself. Child of the 80s, awesome 80s. Very proud of my awesome 80s roots. Okay? All right, I need to live up to that pride and kind of reach out and do more and extend and spend time with family. I recognize those things. Okay? Yes. But and that's just near and dear to my heart. So Bill Parcells, NFL Super Bowl winning coach, and then his protege, the Bill that you know, Bill Belichick, who's now taking his talents to North Carolina, and it's something that's very unexpected. But hey, it's his labor power. He's going to do with it what he wants to do with it. Bill's going to do with it what he wants to do with it. So check out the two Bills. Won't be disappointed. But back to the New York Football Giants. We was talking about the old days, the glory days. Now we're talking about the sorry days. Okay, that doesn't even rhyme, but I think the Giants are just atrocious. Okay, and started off well with Dayball. He came out swinging, going for two, winning games, and the Giants being in the playoffs, and you know what I mean. He first year was on point. Last 2 years have just been disastrous, to the point where probably gonna be up and out of there. A lot of people gonna be up and out of there. Dayball maybe just better suited as an offensive coordinator. I don't know. Okay, but within all this, you let Saquon go. And he took his talents right down I-95 south. Took his talents an hour and a half, two, right down to the city of brotherly love. And we see what the results are. See the results are. Okay? Again, the analytics. We can't play ridiculous. All right? Your number crunchers, your Wall Street captains of the universe, you know what I mean? Your millionaires and billionaires. More power to you. That's right. More power to you. You done figured it out. You're making money handle with this. Hopefully, you're putting some of that money back into society so it does some good. Hopefully. I don't know. But you're good with numbers. Congratulations. But to a certain extent, you're ruining sports. Or people that are listening to you are ruining sports. We don't need running backs. Running back by committee. Anybody can do the job. Anybody don't have 2,000 yards. And is about to break a record in the near future. Okay? So, yeah. Eagles, Saquon, record, all of that, wonderful. And as I said, that has to be the first loyalty. But doggone it, the Detroit Lions are just, never mind Detroit, you know what I mean? Detroit Rock City, put the world on wheels, right? Model T and the history and the tradition and all that. Good for the city, all that stuff. Great. But just a team with I'm rooting for these guys. Rooting for them heavy. Wish, and they just keep. Will they have enough? To make it all the way there with the injuries. I know they have enough based on experience. I know they haven't forgotten last year when they had those same 49ers in the chokehold. and then guys wanted to get butterflies in the second half. No, it wasn't on Dan Campbell. It wasn't on Dan Campbell. Okay? We're going to be who we are. Catch a football. Convert those fourth downs. Win the game. Right? And that's when you saw the pedigree. Right? Anybody can be a contender. Not anybody can be the champ. Anybody can be the potential. Right? We're talking maybe a little bit. High school sports is going on right now. It's a beautiful thing. Anybody can do potential and woulda, coulda, shoulda. Anybody can live in that space. Not anybody can wear the crown like a Patty Mahomes. Not anybody can assume that weight. Right? What did Tony Soprano have to say to them? All due respect, you got no idea what it means to be number one. No idea. Every decision you make affects every single aspect of every single other thing. It's almost too much to deal with. And in the end, you're all alone. Okay, I had to do little Sopranos for you. That's season 5 Sopranos that we had to, you know what I mean? Heavy weighs the crown on the head of the king. We don't think about it. Everybody want to be the king. You don't want that weight on your head. You don't want it. You know who has no problem? Broad shoulders to handle it? Your boy Patty Mahomes. He ain't got no problem. As much as we sleep on him, he ain't got no problem with the weight on his shoulder. You know who did have a problem with the weight on their head? The doggone Detroit Lions. That's why they gave the game away last year. Gave away. No, Dan Campbell, no. Those plays were there. They were there. The things he schemed up, it was there. Catch the doggone football. Catch the football. Wide open. Now, catch the ball. They keep the momentum, they win that game. Okay? But what do we see there, right? Everybody big and bad, in your little world, you're big and bad. Okay? But it might everybody has a plan until what? You got the plan. let me until they lay hands on you. You got a plan until they lay hands on you. Now what? Everybody got a plan until you get punched in the mouth. You got a plan until you. I appreciate the people I see on the check-in. Respect, like, comment, subscribe. We got some more. Hold on. Okay, I can see. I'm learning. I'm doing it. But I appreciate this people that's with me. Let me know, good, bad, or indifferent. How you feeling? How you what you like about the show? We got a lot. We got a lot to get to. It's the holidays. We coming in New Year's Eve just like that in 17 minutes and 42 seconds. And we got a lot that we have to get to. So we starting off Icy White. Shout out to the flag man. Icy White. Shout out to Plenty Sneaks. SandCity. We here, baby. We doing Icy White based on Detroit. Handle business on the road. And we're starting with starting with football. And it's a beautiful thing. It's a race all the way to the finish. And I'm in the NFC. I can't leave the NFC. I got to give a couple more people some props in the NFC. Your boy Sam Darnold. So we got it. How they say? Salute. You lift your, you know what I mean? Salute for Sam Darnold. Oh, you know what I mean, people? I saw the picture, him and Baker Mayfield 2 years ago that was in Carolina. Carolina, they've been suspect in a number of ways. Daddy Warbucks Tepper been suspect in a number of ways. Coaches that he suspect. Okay? But there's a picture of Darnold and Baker Mayfield, just battling it out for that Carolina job when they were winning. When they give let Steve Wilkes do what he does. No, we don't want to talk about that, do we? Okay, and then where is Baker now doing his thing for Tampa Bay? Where is Darnold now doing his thing in Minnesota? We don't remember those backup, you know what I mean? But I know they both have all the receipts. And the point of fact with that is, folks, you know what I mean? What do they say? Grow where you're planted? They say grow where you're planted. Sometimes the rejection, you know what I mean, is the best thing that happened to you. Sometimes that rejection is the best thing to happen to you, even though you have to handle it and do what you need to do to make sure that it's, you know what I mean, it's settled correctly. But sometimes that rejection is the best thing because it's going to put you in another situation that Sam Darnold, top 5 pick, journeyman in Minnesota, oh, wow. So they had the celebration, which was great, and most wins first year. And also, Brian Flores deserves some flowers over there in Minnesota. Right? capable head coach, capable head coach. Miami Dolphins moved off of him for Miami Mike McDaniels. Okay, Miami Mike, who I like, who, you know what I mean, I got my little watch game. Check out Miami Mike McDaniels in his post game, his watch game and series. And he's a good coach. And he's an offensive mind, and you know what I mean? So, but Brian Flores is a good coach as well. Deserving. Handling business. 4. And we need an offensive. Did the Commanders need an offensive coach? How's Dan Quinn doing in Washington? How's Jaden Daniels' development? Right. Dan Quinn's deserving. Brian Flores deserving. Okay. And Minnesota is making it do what it do. Okay. And I just, for all flowers. Now, I don't have them above, but doggone it, Minnesota. Had a good friend from college. You know, Dan Wanless from Minnesota, really good dude. Really good guy, was in the philosophy department. You know, I think Minnesota, I remember Dan, you know, was just a good friend, you know, remembrance. You know, Dan passed away this year, but just a great dude. Okay. Philosophy classes and sports and just wonderful. Anytime I think of Minnesota, he comes to my mind. Great dude. Okay. From the college year. Shout out to Dan Wanless. All right. But the Vikings, yes, happy for them and what they're doing, but I can't put them above my Lions. The Lions, and I can't put them above the Eagles. Can't put them above the Eagles. Shout out to the doggone LA Rams and Sean McVay. Right? You know who Sean McVay reminds me of? Sean McVay reminds me of Eric Spoelstra. That's who he reminds me of. Right? Who do we don't know anybody on that. We don't know anybody on the Rams. Is Stafford still the quarterback? I don't know. I know Darnold retired. Who the heck plays for that team? I don't know. I just know they're going to be in the playoffs. And they got 10 wins. You know, they went from, you know, the Super Bowl team, star power, and this guy and that guy, and you know what I mean? And, you know, that team, but doggone it, Sean McVay, he's just a capable. I like the fact that he has a Godfather deal. Young guy, you know, in shape, play quarterback in college and all of that stuff. I say he has a Godfather deal. Nobody knows how much he makes. His contract is like undisclosed, as far as I know. Or maybe it's. Let me double check that. Let me hold on. Now I said it. I thought he had the Bill Belichick. Let me just make sure I got. Okay, signed an extension. 14 mil a year. He's in there for 14 mil a year, fourth highest paid. So he's up there. I thought he had a situation where it's like Bill Belichick. We never knew how much Bill made, but he knew he was making money, but we didn't really know. Okay, Sean McVay deserves all the money. Never mind, he's in a major market, but they just always, you just gotta respect a guy like that. And you know, he has dude energy as well. So respect to the line. I mean, it's just going to be a team that's a tough. See, and Tampa Bay, love the Tampa Bay story. With Baker in the post Brady years, Bruce Arians moves up into the front office. Todd Bowles making it, you know, and just an old ball coach, just a ball coach. Okay, and we came in. Tom Brady came in. We did what we did that one year. We won the Super Bowl, caught lightning in a bottle, made history, and then we keep. You know, we're not just going into the abyss. Once that's done, we're going to have some institutional strength and continue to be in contention in the conversation. Falcons right there with them. This year, advantage Buccaneers. Falcons, it's the future. Falcons, it's the future. And Michael Penix, I like them bringing in Michael Penix. You know, Kirk Cousins, obviously, you feel some type of a way. But, Kirk, you're a good quarterback. You're a serviceable quarterback. You're a journeyman quarterback. You're not the quarterback. You got your money, Kirk. You know, but Penix is the future. All right, so Kirk, you know, throw your name in the transfer portal. We're gonna talk about the transfer portal, and you'll be a starting quarterback somewhere else next year. And you know, the Giants, you know, any number of teams. We can talk the Jets, any number of teams. Keep making your money. Keep playing good football. It's a win-win. You get your money, Kirk. Penix of the future. High on Penix. Had no problem with Atlanta go ahead and get him. Just like in the NBA, we were talking NBA. I had no problem with Memphis go ahead and get Zach Edey. You know, he's a baller. He balls. You go with the young, the new hotness, the young guys, the potential. I'm taking bona fide, a baller. I'm taking somebody that I know. Dalton with the Lakers, even though the Lakers switch things up, right? He's older, potential. I need somebody that's going to do what it do day one. Jaime Vasquez with the Heat, 4-year guy, UCLA. Give me somebody that's tried and true. Shane Battier, that, you know what I mean? My people, I'm dating myself right now, but I don't mind. What happened in the 2001 draft? What happened in the 2001 draft, folks? People wanted potential. Tyson Chandler, he worked out. How about Kwame? How about Eddie Curry? How about Pau Gasol? He worked out. 3rd pick. How about Shane Battier? 6th pick. Give me somebody that I know that's tried and true. Okay, not that, you know what I mean? So Michael Penix, that's how I feel about him. That's how I feel about Penix. He's going to quarterback of the future. No problem with Atlanta going ahead. You can see. So with the vision, this guy's going to be here. We're not letting him slide. He's going to bring him in. Bring him in. How Jaden Daniels doing for Washington? How Drake May going to do when he gets some talent around him? Didn't like that loss to the Chargers. At home. Didn't like it. Still supporting Mayo. Didn't like getting the brakes beat off you. No. Okay, Chargers, but the Chargers, they don't even really score like that anyway. So that's 40 points is far too much for the Chargers. Ground and pound. I had to, Herbert was my quarterback, not under Harbaugh. He had to go to the bench. I was with First Cousins in golf. A couple weeks I slept on golf and dog on it. I shouldn't have. Okay. But Herbert, not for stat purposes, for wins purposes, yes. Not for stat purposes with Harbaugh. Okay, so we stand in the NFC. Respect on the Rams. Respect for Tampa Bay and Atlanta. We talked about the North. Okay. Detroit, Minnesota, Green Bay. And it's the Eagles against the world. Cowboys, dumpster fire. Most profitable franchise. Okay. I just, and I got to ask. We got some people that's coming into town. That's from Texas. I don't understand how people in Texas just, you know what I mean? I'm Tibbs, my coach. My Knicks, we're going to talk about my Knicks. The fandom is strong. All right. But, as, in terms of what basketball is in the Northeast, and particularly, New York City, the history, the tradition, what football is in Texas, where they build hundreds, tens of millions of dollars on high school football stadiums, and they get all that money back. 10, 20, 30, 40 million dollars on a stadium for a school district. And all that money is coming back. That ROI is coming back with some. This is what football means there. And the Cowboys, who are at the zenith of that football pyramid, are just consistently awful and remain the most profitable franchise in the world. How those two things work together, and there's no, people haven't been forced out. Jerry Jones, genius. Marketing, business, genius. General manager, bottom of the barrel. But he makes it work. They make it work. Nobody's storming the gates of AT&T Stadium. Maybe we should have stormed the gates for the Tyson-Jake Paul fight because they didn't allow uppercuts. How you going to have a boxing match? How you going to have a boxing match and outlaw certain punches? And Netflix got exposed. You don't see that issue with Jeff Bezos. You don't see that happening on no Amazon with the ruler. Check out the rise and reign of Jeff Bezos on PBS. Best television on television. For kids, for adults, for anybody. Rise and reign of Jeff Bezos. PBS all day, every day. 7, 25, 365 in the fourth. New administration, old administration. Don't mess with PBS. For kids, don't mess with PBS. I'm going to leave it at that. But Jeff Bezos, man, with the Amazon Prime, do we have glitches? No, we got that. You can do this view, you can do that view, it's just crazy. It's like the stuff that he puts out is just so innovative and interesting and efficient. Next day delivery, 1 day delivery. You don't really think about the fact that he's taking over the world, literally. You're not really thinking, that this man, these drones that we've been seeing. I'm gonna get a little bit political. These drones that we've been seeing towards the end of the year, and people, you know what I mean? Yeah, that's how your mail is going to be delivered very soon. That's how you're going to be getting your mail soon, like the Jefferson stuff. Soon. Whose brainchild, amongst other things? Bezos. Already talking about going to the moon and people, and this man is just now. It's a lot of power for one person. That's the other side of it. But what he does well. Okay, what he does well. Netflix, not so much. Um, Not happy about the Jake Paul fight still. Step that game up. I didn't hear too much glitching on Christmas, but step the game up. Okay, but back to Dallas. That how it got, because the Paul fight was at the AT&T Stadium and Jerry World, and successful and great. Okay, but you're a football team that's not good at football in a state that is football obsessed, and it just I don't understand how those two things live together and have lived together for decades. Um, but it is what it is. AFC, we know what it is. Chargers beat the brakes off the Patriots. And the Broncos, man. Shout out to the Broncos at 9-7, still in the mix. Chargers 10-6. Okay. The AFC, yes. The Bills, Josh Allen gonna play. Needs to play well to secure the MVP because Lamar's numbers are bananas. The North, right there, 3 teams, though duking it out. Love to see it. Ravens, Steelers, Bengals. Love to see Bengals and Joe Burrow, tried and true. Houston going to represent the South. And then the Broncos, trying to find. So a lot in the AFC. And then Kansas City is just chilling. Just chilling. Again, they just, I want to see another team break through. Interesting what the Chargers can do. Again, it's year 1. But really, this is the time for the Ravens and the Bills. They have to get it done. And it's the window is closing. The window more. I mean, I think the Bills more, the Ravens. And that's maybe a little bit alarmist because Josh Allen's young and Lamar Jackson's young, and they might just be like Jerry West. They might just be like Jerry West and just get that one championship in their twilight, and that's just going to be that. Rather than multiple championships and being dynastic. But everybody can't win. So I'm for spreading the wealth. As I said, I'd like to see the Bills or the Ravens have a shot at it this year. Obviously, both of them won't. But they just always been these bridesmaids. And then next year, of course, Houston's going to be healthy. Well, I'm not Negro Damas. I don't know. I don't have that. You know what I mean? Shout out to Dave Chappelle. Shout out to Dave Chappelle. Had his issues, came back, got himself on the right path. Okay, but I'm no Negro Damas. But I do know if the Texans are healthy next year, there's going to be some. I do know if the Bengals can get some help. You know what I mean. So, we'll just conclude right there. Allen, Lamar, MVPs and stuff. Y'all got a ball in the playoffs, or you can be on that damn Marino. You can be on that Marino level. And Marino made a Super Bowl. Neither one of you has even made a Super Bowl. But Marino, who people don't really put up there because he didn't have the winning. But his stats and how, right, all of this, and I have to go in on this a little bit now that it's been brought up in terms of yes, it's good that we're making football safer and all of that stuff and continue. And I'm not a gladiator. I'm not out there like some of these football players as gladiators. That's not me, obviously. Okay, so yes, safety, long-term longevity, 100, 1,000%. But in the old days, dating myself, but not even now. We're not even going back to like Dick Buckus and Lambeau Field, no gloves, below zero, that madness, which is not, I'm just talking like 80s level of football, Ronnie Lott, just toughness and just physicality. And where am I going with this? Shout out New Year's Eve, 12 midnight. Shout out. We don't appreciate we don't appreciate John Elway, and we don't appreciate Dan Marino like we should. Elway a little bit more because he won a Super Bowls. Marino, he gets a bad. He's not, oh, Tom Brady, oh, Aaron. Well, that's a different story. I ain't gonna get this different story, right? But these guys, including Brady, pound for pound, better than Marino? I don't know. And dare I say, no. Put Dan Marino with, right? We do put Dan Marino with Bill Belichick. Put Dan Marino and then, and then my overarching point is they laid hands on you in those days, knocking you out, knocking out your king, or your queen. Quarterback's like the queen piece, the most versatile, all that. Yeah, knocking you out. That was a thing. We want to knock now. It wasn't good for ratings, but the whole gladiatorial side of it, and so they learn, ratings wise, if Tom Brady's not in nobody wants to watch the game. So we need them to be on the field. But in the 80s, get them out. We'll figure we'll work that money. No, get them out. And so you was hitting those people. They were getting hit hard all the time. And specifically Marino was running that spread type of offense that's now all the rage. But in the scope of time, another, he's not remembered like he should be. Check out Larry and Muhammad as well, 30 for 30 gold. Larry Holmes, Muhammad Ali. All right. Speaking of those people that don't get their flowers like they should, Larry Holmes, check it out. 30 for 30 gold. Wow, we got a lot to get to, and it's almost, hey, it is what it is. So we've done the NFL, and I feel that what we're gonna do. We're just gonna jump from one juggernaut. We are gonna do NBA. A lot of stuff to talk about in the NBA. My Knicks are on an 8-game win streak. NBA is crazy right now. Christmas Day, and Goodell came for the, and we're going to talk NBA. But we did NFL. Now we got to talk about college football so we got to do some college football. And then just college sports in general. Cam Ward situation with Miami. Talk a little bit Shador and Travis Hunter. And there go around with BYU. Then we're going to do NIL. Cam Ward is just very simple for me. You communicate, my man. That's all I'll break down it for me. I'm happy for you and Shador, quarterbacks of the future, transcendent, you know what I mean, next generation, all that stuff, wonderful. Communicate. I don't like, and you know what I mean, this whole prima donna, I play when I want to play. You know what I mean? You want to paint your fingernails. You want to have a podcast. You want to, you know what I mean, have your brand, make your money. I got no problem with that. You're an athlete. Herm Edwards. You play to win the game. Right? That's why you're known. Because you are a gifted athlete, entertainer, performer, all the rest of that stuff. All right, and athletes, you know what I mean? Oh, my leg hurts, or and it's football. Here's my thing with that. You went out there, Cam Ward, you got the record. We know Josh Allen is just playing this weekend because he wants to keep his Iron Man record going. Then he's going to step aside. Well, he does need to do some work for the MVP, but then he's going to step aside and, because they don't need the game. They're locked into where they're locked in. He's he's out. We know this. That's my issue with Cam Ward. If you're going to do these, I'm playing, keep the record in mind, but then I just want to make sure that and people know this. But it looks bad on you when the chips are down and you just bail and your team needs you. Now we questioning, your toughness, your character, your desire. We're questioning those things now. because we didn't spend, and that's, I think it's good. We don't know if that's not the case, that he just didn't, I just don't feel like playing anymore. That's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And, I'm cautioning, no, no. And the parallel that I'm going to make, because Cam Ward's talented, but he's not more talented than Arch Manning. Let me say that again. Cam Ward's talented. Shedeur Sanders is talented. Neither of them are the prospect Arch Manning is. Quote me on that, folks. We can come back to this conversation. And where is Arch Manning right now? Learning on the sidelines for Texas. Arch Manning is that quarterback that we're not talking about, but we're going to be talking about going forward. Yeah. Arch Manning is the chip off the old block in the book of Manning. Yeah. And where is he right now? On the sidelines, learning for his opportunity next year, where he gets the Heisman, as far as I'm concerned. Quote me. And he may well do a fourth year at Texas before taking his talents to the NFL. I wouldn't be surprised. And what has he done for the first 2 years? This was, Arch Manning, check out his NIL, $3-4 million, to be a backup. When he has number one pick star written all over him. And we're not even, right? Do people even remember this? Because he's committed to the process of striving for perfection that's going to get him to the greatness that's before him. Right? Oh, Peyton Manning went back to Tennessee. Peyton Manning redshirted, waited. Right? Before becoming Peyton Manning. He didn't skip steps where he was well talented enough to skip those steps, but he still did not skip the steps. And that's what was the foundation for the greatness. And that's what's being instilled in the next iteration, as far as I'm concerned. Now, I'm not going to say greatness. I can't just give greatness. But Arch Manning is going to be a dude. The dude. Yeah. Yeah. And we're just, because he's not right in front of you, because he's trusting the process. Right? Everybody, Quinn Ewers, respect to Quinn. I don't know of an analyst, and I'm coming from the back, quote me on this if I'm wrong, that's going to say that Quinn Ewers is the better quarterback than Arch Manning in the long run. No. Talented as Quinn is, no. All right, but that's what's best for team. That's what's we're gonna hang tight here, continue to learn, and then you're gonna be hearing about Arch. You're gonna be hearing about Arch. Okay, but it's not that flavor of the month right now type thing. We talking long game. Long game. And then we'll come back to this. Maybe you'll come back to this SandCity Sports clip. I hope so. But we're gonna revisit this. Yeah. Just like we revisit. You see the picture of Steph Curry when he was in high school? What was his ranking? Oh yeah, not ranked. Yeah. Now, Steph Curry, you sort of played the behind the back floater, transcended. He's not a point guard. He's not a shooting guard. He's a vanguard. Shout out to Jalen Rose. He coined that phrase. We could give credit. You know what I mean? That's what he did. Changed the game. Now everybody want to shoot threes from the hash mark and everything. Yeah, that was before. You can't win championships like that. Now, okay, it's gone buck wild out of control because not everybody shoots 1,000 shots in the gym like Steph Curry. You watch him and you want to just my voice, right? We want to be like, you know what I mean? I want to be like Mike, but you're not doing in the gym what Mike was doing, and you're not practicing like Michael Jackson was practicing to do the moonwalk. But we want to be that way, but we don't do the practice, right? We don't do the practice. Where did that come from? Not ranked. Check it out. Google it up. Steph Curry not available, unranked. Where did he want to go? That should be an extra credit question for the students. Where did he want to go, right? Wanted to go to the same school his father wanted to go to. I'm not going, I got to give you the answer. Virginia Tech. What did they say? That's what they said. That's what they said. Nah, Let's go get that phone conversation. Nah. Steph calling them. Not that. Steph calling them. Steph calling them. I want to go here. I'm committed. Respond. Nah. What do they say now? The young folk. What do they say? They thought Steph Curry. Their opinion. He's mid. He's not explosive. He's not tough. Right? What I said? Called him mid, and said you can redshirt. You know what I mean? And right, for all the people out there, and this is my passion project, SandCity Sports. I'm just thrilled to be. I'm happy to be here, folks. We got a couple people on the check-in. A couple people rocking with me. I appreciate that from the bottom of my heart. Like, comment, subscribe, make it do it. I appreciate it. You know what I mean? We this the passion. I'm glad to be here. And I wish I would have been involved. I wish, you know what I mean? Now you get older. I wish I would have nerded out when I was younger. I wish I would have. I've always liked books and stuff, but I wanted to be the guy. I wanted to be the man. You know, and people encouraged me to go into drama and learn these things and production, and I just had no patience for it because I wanted to be the man. And if I couldn't be the man, then it was nothing at all, right? If I can't be right, our young athletes, if it's not Division I high major, nothing at all. If my dream is crushed, I don't want to do anything else. I can't go on. That's how I was back in the day. Unfortunately, it took me some time, too much time. And now later on, you know, I want to learn about these things and do the podcast. And I just little by little, I've just learned over the years. Shout out to the Cape Cod Media Center, gave me my start in Dennis. Great folks out there. Just all the people at the media center that just helped me through and just getting this, little by little. And I first through the episode, I had it on my phone, to try to film the episode. My phone didn't have enough storage and just going back and, I wanted to do it. I want to do this. So I've been willing to take these steps small over the years. So just being able to do this, to have this platform, shout out to Riverside, is just phenomenal. And yeah, we built it up and it is what it is, but I'm happy to be here. Very happy. Right? But I think back, if I would have nerded out back then and just done drama, learned these things, grew where I was planted, recognized that the NBA might not be, in the cards for me, where would I be if I would have just nerded out and been patient and just done what was like naturally? Like, I've been talking to you for about 50 minutes. I'm going to talk to you for another 30, 40 minutes. You know what I mean? Because I love to do it. Hopefully it's making some kind of sense. I hope. But people was encouraging me in this years ago, like, dare I say decades. But I wanted to be the man. You know who didn't? You know who wanted to be the man but was willing to grow where he was planted and bet on himself? That's right, Chef Curry. Chef Curry was willing to bet on himself and trust the process. Now, so you know what I mean? Have you seen those memes? How many people is with you for support? How many people is with you for congratulations? Who's there with you for support? Who's the tried and true day ones? Count them on one hand. Count them, a couple things, count them, you know what I mean? The day ones that's with you when you're building. Then when it's something, now they lined up. They lined up. Remember me I was, you know what I mean? They lined up when it becomes something. Okay, but are they there for support? Who was with Chef Curry in them early days at Davidson? Who was with him in the early days and them long practices? Okay, the fire that he had in him. Junior year when they made the Final Four, we was all on board. Them early days, and that's the greatness. Because I'm talking about people who don't forget. Shout out to the late great Kobe Bryant, Mamba mentality, right? You don't forget those hard times. That, you know what I mean? When you're going through them, it's crazy, and you don't think you're just bananas. But the older you get, you realize that was it. That crucible was it. That's what brought me to that next level. And just the memory of it keeps you at that next level. Right? So Steph Curry, yeah. Arch Manning coming to you very soon. Yeah. Cam Ward, no. What's going on, Dago? I see Bart Simpson. I see you in the chat. What's going on? Let me write correct. I know how to write now, but now I'm doing a show. I can't write. I love to type. Yeah. What's going on? You see, they go. It's in the chat. Bart Simpson is in the chat. Appreciate you. Like, comment, subscribe. Keep it positive. Let me know what's going on. How we can improve. What needs to be done. This, that, and the third. But we appreciate you being here. Yeah. So Cam Ward. That's why you know what I mean. I respect, but communicate. People let people know, and just don't be that. Be committed to the process. You're never, what do they say? You're never too big to be kind to somebody. Don't skip those. You know what I mean? And don't be a prima donna. Do not be a prima donna, and just let the fame and don't let the fame and fortune convolute, and just continue to be a good dude. And it's no issue. I'm coming out for the first half, and then I'm let people know that, and it's not rather than I play when I want to play and deal with it, okay? Because that's a loser mentality that's gonna get you right. Now let's move over to Colorado. Got beat down by Boise, but they played, they played through it. Dion was emotional, and you know what I mean. Last game, coaching his kids, and right, which is those that have had that experience, can speak to it. Out of this world, and just gratitude and thankfulness. That's hard to comprehend. Respect. But it didn't go, but like, you know what I mean? Like, you look at Travis Hunter, I play. This is what I do. I ball. And has that appreciation and just, you know what I mean? Yes, injury, you know what I mean? But don't, just keep that. So I respect all of that and how it went. And now they're going to be on, Cam Ward, Shador, Travis Hunter. These guys will probably be top 5 picks. They're all going to be gone. But respect, I liked, how Colorado just kind of, and you can see the game. I was watching the game, and bowl games are kind of iffy, but it's still an opportunity, and you don't take nothing for granted. And, they was just not on the same page at times. And again, it was one of these situations, whereas I don't mind mentioning it. It was one of these situations that, because, listen, Travis Hunter's my guy. Love, really just in all these things, people in his personal life. He's been a good dude. He's going to continue to be a good dude. When you have the success and you reach that level and Heisman, then you're going to have to take the snark. You're going to have to take the arrows. You're going to have to take, that's a part of, right, where more money, more problems, right? We all want the anonymity. What did Michael Jordan say? You'd want to be me for 6 minutes. You'd want to be me for 6 hours. You'd want to be me for 6 days. You wouldn't want to be me for 6 weeks. You wouldn't want to be me for 6 months. So Michael Jordan says. You would not. And that's true. Why? I can't, you know what I mean? When you're that, you need a battalion to do anything. If he wants to go point A to point B, he's got 4 people around him. He's got to have people around his people. The logistics of being on that level, no, you don't factor in. Okay? So everybody wants it, but you don't really want it. And that's where Travis Hunter, obviously, he's not like Michael Jordan. Shout out to the patent leathers, black and leather patent leathers, greatest shoe of all time, as far as I'm concerned. Period. End of story. And just that. And Jordan, people still showing up in the middle of the night to buy Jordans and all that stuff. It's not a 1-to-1. Travis Hunter is not, he's a good athlete and looking forward to a good, but he's also just not, he's not just a guy. He's Travis Hunter, has name brand, all that stuff. So he's dealing with the other side of that. People want to be on his business and his relationship and all the rest of that stuff, telling him what he should do and what he shouldn't do and all the rest of that stuff. Mind your business. Mind your business is my feeling. He's been a good dude. He's been about team. He's been unselfish. That's why he's having the success he's had. That's why he's going to continue to be successful. And it's worked up to this point. And people are essentially making the argument that he's gullible. And he's naive. Gullible and naive don't get you from decommitting from a Power 5, going to Jackson State, and following the path, trusting the process, starting at an HBCU, getting to the Heisman. That's not gullible and naive. then that's maybe lazy like a fox, right? Sometimes right? It's better to be thought a fool than to open your mouth and remove all doubt. Better to be thought a fool than to open your mouth and remove all doubt. That's what Travis Hunter understands, right? I didn't understand it. People, yes, think me less then. I'm not going to stop you from thinking that when I know I'm more than. Keep that same, as they say, energy. And I'm going to keep doing what I do. I'm going to keep doing what I do. So that's where Travis Hunter is for me, firmly. And all, you know what I mean? Yeah, we know, you know what I mean? Hey, relationships and all these different things, and you just wish people the best. Relationships are what they are, very hard. Ain't nothing free in this world. Shout out to Training Day. Ain't nothing free in this world. Antoine Fuqua directed, Denzel, Ethan Hawke. Ain't nothing free in this world. Nothing. We like to think it's free with all the socials and the highlight reels. Nothing is free. Nothing. Particularly things that are worthwhile. Nada. It seems free, easy, accessible. Okay, that's just Facebook getting their money, Instagram getting their money, marketers, advertisers getting their money. Yeah, anybody can be, if everybody's great, nobody's great. All right, I'm preaching the choir a little bit here, but it's from the grind. And Travis Hunter knows full well the grind. Okay, for all of his success. So and he's gonna continue to be successful. Okay, people think he's not savvy and whatnot. Yeah, I think he knows, and his people around him to know that when people you latch on to you and just kind of don't have the best of intentions, I think it's going to be just fine. I've seen some interesting stories along those lines. Some interesting stories that you see in terms of the relationships. And you're hopeful for people. You know that when it goes south quick, and can get ugly, and you don't want to see people in that ugliness. So you have a strong foundation, you know what I mean, from the beginning, and then you won't fall into those traps. Shout out to Travis Hunter. With the college, it's been about an hour. It is, we're gonna keep moving the group. We got a lot. I just need to speak on. I need to speak on NIL. Because and it's changed the game, and I just look. Here's the thing. As far as I'm concerned with NIL, okay, the narrative needs to stop about NIL being anything but inevitable. NIL was inevitable, and frankly, it's long overdue. Long overdue. Shout out to LeBron. Shout out to the shop. Shout out to Gavin Newsom, where this revolution, which has been brewing since the 90s, and Ed O'Bannon and EA Sports 30 years ago. Okay? We're about 30 years late. At least. On these college athletes getting their market value. We're about 30 years late. Okay? And frankly, on these points, and I'll come back to this, had the NCAA not been hiding behind the sham of amateurism so long, they could have got ahead of this, and the college sports would be in a much better place. If the NCAA had said years ago what they're saying now, which was, we're going to pay the athletes, we're going to organize this. Had you said that a decade ago, plus, rather than hiding behind the shame of amateurism, it wouldn't be the Wild West right now. And that's why I'm tired, and we can continue to have this conversation. But this idea that NIL and the transfer portal is somehow not inevitable and overly disruptive to college sports, it's preposterous and ridiculous. I'm sorry that great coaches are leaving the profession, right? Sorry to see that. But it has nothing to do with NIL. Zero. Or the transfer portal. As far as I'm concerned. Let me say that again. Nothing to do with NIL or the transfer portal. Zero. And the reason being is this, folks. Okay? Everybody's been playing the game this way. Okay, when they had the opportunity. This is the way that the game has been played and is being played. And all that's happening is the players are now playing it as well. What the heck is USC doing in the Big Ten? Why is UCLA in the Big Ten? What are we doing? Texas, Texas and Oklahoma are now in the SEC. Texas is located in the Southeast. Oklahoma is located in the Southeast now. What about rivalries? What about tradition? What about, these things mean who a team is, their identity through the years. Those things don't mean anything anymore. In college, it's supposed to be about education and understanding what came before you. Those things don't mean anything anymore. Absolutely not. So who is leading the charge for the highest dollars? It's the universities, the presidents, the coaches themselves. We're willing to just part ways in a heartbeat with all those things that we just listed. When we talk about, like, we come over here to the Northeast, we talk about, Harvard and 1636 and, you know what I mean, the tradition and the Ivy Leagues and, all of this mythology and nostalgia that we immerse ourselves in unnecessarily at times, but to the certain point of a rite of passage. Education's a rite of passage. That means something. Being connected to what came before you means something. There's true substance there. And college embodies that. College essentially is that coming of age. It's the whole purpose of the institution. And that had what value? As soon as somebody came with a bag? Zero. This college president, this board of regents was all ready to go in a heartbeat when the money came through. Oh, they came through with the money. What's next? I'm thinking, right? It is, these conferences just have no geographic they have no geographic context to them. It's all highest dollar, most, we don't even know if it's the highest dollar. It's just a projected increase in money. But it's never mind the fact it does not make sense. It doesn't make sense. Texas is not a natural rival of Maine. Okay? Georgetown is not a natural rival of Boise State. You're just making this stuff up as you go. Right? Georgetown St. John's means something. Okay? USC or, these things means, so, okay, we'll take these rivalries and it's just, right? Oregon, Ohio, okay, it means something this year. That's not a freaking rivalry. Yeah, they're high in the rankings. We had that before. Go back to the U, when the U played Notre Dame, right? In the day, those battles. They don't need to be in the same conference. It's just, right? So this is the madness, not just in March, in college sports. And it's been this way for years, decades. It's accelerated, okay, last 10 years, 15 years. But again, highest dollar, highest bidder. So we talked about who's leading it. The universities, the enlightened ones are leading it. That's where it starts. Okay, team, university has their own network and all this stuff. We getting as much money in as short a time as possible and forget about everything else. College, amateur, forget all that stuff. As much money in as short amount of time as possible. Sheer, utter, unfettered capitalism. Okay, that's the start. Who's next in line? The coaches. And that's my thing. As much as I'm, want these guys to be around, you want to talk about I can and this and that and the third. These coaches with these guaranteed contracts, you cannot be fired. You get all your money. For a college coach, nobody had any problems. Jimbo Fisher, $75 million deal. He coached there for like 4 years. We're just going to give him, $40 million to play golf. This is a college saying this. Nobody has a problem with it. You just get $40 million. And by the way, took me a minute or two to get my degrees extra. Student loans. Hunting me down. Right? Meanwhile, this institution of learning, talking about you need to, do your time, is going to pay dudes tens of millions of dollars to play golf and play video games and eat licorice or whatever they do. And it's just, no, right? There's no pitchforks for that. So now when it come back to the players are in the game now. The players are playing the game now. Like you've been playing it forever. And the players are supposed to, you go to North Carolina and they have the gym all blacked out. And then they put the spotlight on him. Michael Jordan is just sitting there and he's just sitting there looking at you. And yes, you should go to Carolina for all 4 years and be a part of this tradition. Now, granted, if that was me, even still, I'd probably, even though I'm a Tar Heel, And you know what I mean? But you put on these elaborate shows to convince people because you're allegedly concerned about their well-being long term. But really, you just want you want their labor power at the lowest possible price for as long as possible. Shout out to Das Capital. Shout out to Das Capital. I'm talking like I know a little bit. I did take some economics classes in college. Great classes. Didn't do as well as I should, but I enjoyed those classes. Right? But I did learn a little bit about labor power and surplus value. Right? Your labor power is what you bring to the table. And the surplus value is the contribution that you make beyond what they have to pay you. Learn a little bit about that. Right? And so the colleges, you put on this, these are 16, 17-year-old, young people. I'm not 16 and 17 no more. But doggone it, you put your arm around me and give me some nice food and nice weather, and people are smiling at me and happy I'm there. I think I want to stay. But the whole point of that is you're going to stay, but we're going to mine all your labor power, and you're going to get chichi beans, a couple $1,000, $40,000, $50,000 for a scholarship, when your worth is in the millions. But you should be happy with this couple $1,000 in a meal pass. And this is right. So now that you can't get away with that anymore, now the barbarians are at the gates. The sky is falling because you can't get away with your hustle no more. This is what we're doing. And we're leaving the profession. You're leaving your millions and millions of dollars of contract because you have to navigate the waters that you've been swimming in. Now you have the players can swim in those same waters, and you're gonna step on. I don't buy it, and it needs to. You just stop it. Just stop it. And the trend is chaos. It's been chaos for decades. And the universities and the coaches have been living the good life. Heads we win, tails you lose. Decades. Okay? Coach, you sign your Godfather deal. You can win 30 games. You can win 5 games. You're getting all your money. You getting your preferred parking. You don't pay it. Well, you might have to pay at some restaurants when you start to lose. But you're the toast of the town. All your money, all your golf, all you're an aristocrat. You're in the aristocracy. And yeah, you're good. If they fire you, you get another job in a couple of years, and you get all your money. So now the players are getting a piece of that. All right. And it's a beautiful thing. Yeah, it's a beautiful thing. Well, we want so-and-so to stay at our university so we can make the connection, so we can have continuity, so we can win. Pay the man his money. That's what you want. Pay the market value and keep it moving. You can do all of those things. Yes, I said it. You want them there for 4 years, pony up, and they'll be there for 4 years. Wearing your jersey, signing your autographs, all that stuff. You ain't getting it for Chi-Chi beans no more. You ain't finessing people on a scholarship and an education, which who knows if that's even taking place. No. Okay? And it should have happened a long time ago. It's not diminishing what could be. And again, frankly, we're going to go full circle. And it just comes back to where we started. The universities are just thunderstruck. They're thunderstruck that they have to factor the players in the billions of dollars that they're making. And instead of getting away with, them only taking 2 or 3% of the revenue, now it's got to be 7 or 8%. Dare I say 10. And that's just too much. That's just too much to fathom for those university presidents, boosters, so on and forth. They can't fathom it. You're still getting 90%. But those people, those players are going to get 10? That are the reason that people show up? Oh, we don't need the okay, you don't need the players. Ohio State, you don't need the players. See if Michigan, see if 100,000 people show up to pick for whoever to see me play some football. See if 100,000 people are showing up for that product. No, we don't. Okay? I don't want to hear this NIL, is responsible for the fall of college sports and possibly Western civilization. All right? It's insulting is what it is. Bottom line. Okay? Right? Everybody's eating right now. Everybody's eating in college sports. Everybody. All right? And there's certainly plenty of food on a trough for everybody to eat. All right? So get used to people having full plates and full bellies. All right? Or keep it pushing. All right? I don't want to hear nothing else. All right, folks. We've been, hour and 13. Hey, it is what it is, baby. And we got some people that's with us. Appreciate you. You know what I mean? Chat on the check-in. We doing the socials. I told you I had an episode. I skipped a beat. I appreciate, some reactions. Okay, we got some reactions. Appreciate that. Yes. Much love. Respect. Appreciate on the Facebook. Classmates rocking with me. Love, respect. And we on the live, the IG, we live on that. Okay, in the X, so we're across the board on the platforms. Like, comment, subscribe, you know what I mean? All of that stuff is much appreciated. On this New Year's Eve. We passed New Year's Eve just like that. Time is flying, man. Time is flying. It's been good. It's been good to have some time off. Much needed, but even time flies when you have the time off. You know what I mean? And there's so much to do that you got to get prepared for and then to get ahead on. So So, but I'm not taking it for granted that I can kind of make my own schedule on certain days. Not taking that for granted, not one bit. And preparing to get back into the new year, the school year proper. Okay, folks, we got to talk NBA. Of course, we got to talk because that's the number one competency. We got to talk NBA. My Knicks are on the 8-game win streak. Um, you know what I mean? Making it do what it do. What went on today? What went on today? Okay, seeing some games. Bulls in overtime over Charlotte Hornets. Got them by 7. Love the fact that Dallas and Sacramento are just starting. Love that. Or maybe, hold on, I got to refresh this. I don't know if they start at 10 o'clock out west. Let me refresh. No, they're not just starting at 10:40 on the West Coast. That's ridiculous. That game is over. Sacramento got Dallas by 10. It's a good dub, possibly a little bit of a bump. New coach. People feeling it, and then they'll regress back to the mean. Cavaliers continue to do what they do, getting a double-digit win over Golden State. Denver, 132 points out there running and gunning. Utah should be much better, but they want to tank for Flag, for Coop. All right, New Orleans, again, blow it up. Send people where they need to go. My New York Knicks put it on to Washington Wizards like they should. 20 piece, 126 points of offense. Love it. And the Bulls, who should be a lot better. I say that and I say it and I say it again. And I don't know about a lot better. But I like, the Bulls, yeah, they're a couple games under 500. But Billy Donovan knows his business. Arturas Karnisovas in the front office knows his business. They should have got rid of Levine a long time ago. Hurt them with Lonzo because they need, but Kobe White, and they got, Diallo, I don't know how to pronounce it. A scrappy team. The Bulls got the dub. Let's see. Let me just double check. Okay, who they got that dub over today? Charlotte, who's a dumpster fire. And a perennial bottom feeder. Okay. So, yes. NBA. Let's get focused here and let's get to what it needs to be. We're not going to start at the top of the division. We're going to talk about the Eastern Conference. We're going to start at the bottom, and I need to, a couple people need respect on their name. Bernie Bickerstaff needs respect on his name in terms of what's going on with Detroit. Firmly in the play, not firmly, but 2 games ahead of Philadelphia, who Philadelphia may want to wake up right now. They may want to wake up. But Detroit, who took them, they lost 20-some-odd straight games last year. Monty Williams, they gave him money. He didn't want to be there, but they still had to give him all his money. Shouldn't have brought him in the first place. He didn't want to coach. He told Detroit he didn't want to coach, but they, we need a good, and so he just, you can't, even though they're capable, if people say they're burnt out, they're burnt out. Monty told you, I'm burnt out. You said, no, we're going to give you a bunch of money and you won't be burnt out. No, I'm still burnt out. It ain't about the money. I'm burnt out. Okay? I need time. I need time. Okay? We don't think about that in American society. Go, 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 go. 24/7, 365, IG, social media, go, go. We don't realize we're the fastest paced, hardest working, okay, and getting a little bit, in the world. And it takes its toll. And it's not, you're not meant for that. You have to rest. You have to. That's what Monty told the Detroit Pistons. And they just kept throwing more money until he said yes. And then he coached, 2 more unsuccessful years, and now they just pay him all that money not to coach. Shouldn't have brought him in the first place. All right, Bernie Bickerstaff, capable in Cleveland. He did a good job there. They decided to, there was issues there in the locker room and other things, which we don't really talk about now because they got another good coach in Kenny Atkinson. But I'm glad to see that they're in contention, playing, they're talented. A lot of young guys, a lot of young talent. Bulls, we talked about them. Billy Donovan knows his business, right? So they should be, in the playing conversation. Indiana, Rick Carlisle knows his business, all right? And they're going to be in the mix. Miami Heat, again. These are the teams, right? Seeding doesn't matter for these teams, specifically Indiana and Miami, right? The Bulls and the Pistons, they're, okay, but the Heat and the Pacers will knock off a number 2 seed. Can knock off a number 1 seed. I said it. In recent history, Miami made their run as a freaking 8 seed, which was, Miami was like a 10 seed. when they made it run all the way to the finals. Smacked the taste out of the Boston Celtics' mouth. Prevented the Boston Celtics from going 3 straight finals, which was nuts. Without Tyler Hero. Got into a little scuffle with Amen Thompson another day. It's all good. Keep it moving. Okay, but the Pacers and Miami, forget the seedings. They will remove you from the playoffs. All right, dangerous. All right, so they're building something currently. And the Bucks hanging around. Don't believe in them, but respect, and how they're going about things. Giannis and Dame are not going to be there long term. I don't care what anybody says. Okay, but I respect the fact that they're being professional about it before there's trades at the deadline and they blow it up. Hawks, Quinn Snyder, draft picks. Okay, trending in the right direction. Nate McMillan was a good coach. Quinn Snyder's a good coach. Sometimes you need a new voice. Right? You're not hearing about Trae Young and the foolishness that was, even though I don't think that Trae Young has changed, overnight. It's just he has a capable coach and a new coach, I think, which is a new voice, and getting the buy-in, and they're successful. Magic, dangerous, not healthy. Jamal Mosley, very good coach. You're young, they're committed, they're together, dangerous. My New York Knicks, Celtics continue to slide. Celtics won't see. Celtics are the Celtics, so it doesn't really make. But for me and my Knicks, I don't want to see the Celtics in the second round. We need to see the Celtics in the conference championship. So in the Celtics, they're gonna mess around and, whoever the 2-3 seed is, just you're in trouble in the East. Number 1 seed invariably having an Orlando, for as tough as they are, or whoever, in the second round is just a much different story than having to play Cleveland and New York. It's just a much different story. So those teams and the Celtics, I'll tell you right now, as much as you're dynastic, you mess around and get the 3 seed, you have a war with the Knicks in the second round or a war with Cleveland in the second round, you might not make it to the finals. I'm sorry. You're going to be, those 2 7-round knocked, and that might, when you do make it, the other team that does add as 2 or 3 seed make it to the finals, to whoever the best of the West is, you're coming in exhausted. All right, so I'm hoping for my Knicks to get that 1 seed, let the other ones fight it out, and we'll see in the conference finals. Not that the Knicks are better than the Celtics, but definitely an advantage there, as we've said. Interested in terms of All-Star. That's something we got to talk about. Cleveland should have 2 All-Stars, Donovan Mitchell and Mobley, I'd say. Mitchell and Mobley. All right, Celtics, Tatum and Brown. Knicks, Cat and Jalen Brunson. Right, those are our top 3 seeds, so that's half the All-Stars. They need 2 apiece, guaranteed. All right, Mitchell and Mobley, Tatum and Brown, Towns and Brunson. Magic, because Paolo's been out. Magic might not get an All-Star. I'm sorry. Okay, we're not sending Suggs or Bonchero was their All-Star. They don't have one, then they might not get an All-Star. Hawks, Murray, Bucks, it's one or the other. Dame is not making the All-Star team, so it's Giannis. I said it. He's not making the All-Star team, period. Heat, maybe none. Jimmy Butler wants to rage quit. Pat Riley's not having it. So based on the fact that Heat, none. Pacers, none. Bulls, none. Detroit, none. That might get Dame into the All-Star game. Maxey, All-Star, yes. Brooklyn, no. Toronto, Charlotte, no. Raptors, no. Wizards, no. So a couple of these teams might get 3. So you might send Garland. You might, who's deserving? Derek White is deserving, as well as Holiday. They're both deserving. The Knicks, let's keep it to Brunson and Cat. That makes the most sense. But yeah, Heat, no. Pacers, no. Bulls, no. Pistons, no. Embiid, really, no. Embiid and Maxey deserving, Embiid not. And then Nets, Hornets, Raptors, Wizards, no. For our All-Star selections, let's come over to the West. OKC sprinting out and without Chet, they mean it. They're about it. Memphis, I'm just so much respect for Memphis. Uh, just so much respect in terms of them returning to the top of the Western Conference after losing essentially 2 years with the jaw drama. Houston, MA, okay, he was acting up in Boston. He was acting up, period. He was acting up. You don't strong arm people, folks. You don't strong arm people. I don't care who you are. No, what is it called? Right away, say don't cause nothing to be kind. You don't strong arm people. You don't do it. Right? And people that you don't do it. Does it happen in this world that we live in? Yes, it does. Unfortunately, we'd like to believe, especially in America, we don't like to think about, what the cost of capitalism. We don't like to think about that, but it's real. Okay, I'm not gonna go too deep down this path, but it's something that it's real. It's real. You don't, the cost of having things cheaply is a lot of times cheap labor, and people are exploited, and it's not right. It's not good. And we have to find, right, that do a better job, find the balance. My favorite part of history is the Industrial Revolution, the fight for workers' rights, right? The fight for, we didn't always have a weekend. We didn't always have an 8-hour workday. We didn't always have safety conditions, all right? And when we didn't have those things, the cost and the brutality and the loss of life and health was absurd. And we're seeing some instances still absurd. Okay? So it don't cost nothing to be kind. Was the point where we started there. Don't cost nothing to be kind. All right? And that's my feeling about Mr. M.A. Udoka. And whatever happened in Boston. And yeah. It wouldn't have been an issue, however, what was happening and shouldn't have been happening, if people, and you don't have to be a freaking, a hippie, but you don't have to strong arm people, right? That you have authority over. That's Bush League ridiculous, stupid. And I don't care how much money you have and how much status. It's just unnecessary, right? You're pushing down working people, which just rubs me the wrong way. I don't mind saying it. And so that was a part of the MA situation in Boston, could have been worked out, and that's where I take issue. Right? Sometimes when people, I'm staying with MA, who had to work his way up, and that's why he's the successful coach that he is, because he didn't get things when he wanted them, and he would have been a good coach, didn't get a head coaching job, so he was on that Brooklyn Nets staff when the Brooklyn Nets should have broken through, but I'm not gonna blame everything on Kyrie. Should have broken through. That Brooklyn Nets staff was crazy. You had 4 head coaches. You had 3 head coaches and Steve Nash, essentially. You had 3 head coaches: Jacques Vaughn head coach, Mike D'Antoni head coach, M.A. Udoka head coach, and then Steve Nash, pseudo head coach. Yeah, they were built up for a championship, and then it was what it was. But M.A. had to wait to get his opportunity with the Celtics. He was ready. They were winning. They were successful. You don't strong arm people. Period. End story. Okay? Would it? We have continued to. Would the Celtics have continued to be successful with? Not a doubt. But that's my issue with that. That part of it. And it shouldn't be going down. And the more people I hear about that are doing those stupid, foolish things, they do need to be put on blast and held accountable and lose privileges, because it's just ridiculous. Right? You can be filthy rich and well-adjusted. You can. All right? And it seems, you're right. And that's not mean, you know what I mean? That's my point with that. Yeah, negotiate. You don't want this. That's a different thing. And all this, you know what I mean? And you're not going to deal with this person, talk to this person, do business with this person, do all those things. Great. You want to have your brand and have these corporate, money fights, and you do all that stuff. Okay? You don't intimidate. You don't do any of that other stuff. Intimidating meaning somebody that's, you say, I'm going to pull out, I'm not going to work with your company. Done. But, the MA situation in Boston involved, That's what I didn't go for, as I've said. Now that all, and I'm not talking out of school at all. That's why I'm happy for the Rockets. Ma showing his value as a coach. A team, what's the difference between the Rockets and a team like the Pelicans? You have these draft picks that we're not sure if they're, Jalen Green is balling. We're not sure about Jabari Smith. We're not sure about Amen Thompson. Sagoon, they're young guys, but we're getting more sure because they show up to work every night and putting it to people. We're getting a lot more sure. Right? That's MA. That's institutional strength and so them being at the top of the West, solid. Happy for him. Keep it going. Dallas, Jason Kidd's leadership can't be understated. And the way that Dallas plays, and how they're built, they're more talented than they have worker bees, just two bona fide scorers, and one of the best offensive minds in basketball, period. Bar none. Jason Kidd. And just offensive specifically because of how their offense flows and how they generate, with two guys that are not explosive. Kyrie Irving, Luka Doncic, neither one of them is explosive. Luka, slow-mo. He moving in slow motion, but still giving you 40. Neither one of them is a good defender. But they're outscoring, they have defensive efficiency. The list goes on and on. That's coaching and culture. Jason Kidd. All right. Shout out. Clippers, same thing. Ty Lue, far less talented, in the 5th seed. Bomber behind him. Innovative owner. Denver, I feel for Denver. My feeling of Denver is my same feeling for the Buffalo Bills and the Ravens. Your window is closing. Just like that in the blink of an eye. Went from being a possible dynasty, multiple championships, to one and done. So you go from being top of the West to 6th seed on the verge of the play-in. All the teams ahead of you can knock you out, including the Clippers. And you're talented, and you have a good coach. It's just windows closed. Lakers don't believe in them. The 5 going to do over 500. I like Finney Smith, bringing some defense, toughness, all the rest of that stuff. I just don't believe in this team. They're right there, the Dallas Cowboys of the NBA. T-Wolves, you were better, Cat returning home. Randall, you got to work with them, deal with them, and get it right. Spurs, upward trend. Wemby, Castle, mentorship with Chris Paul. Golden State, hanging around, not going anywhere fast, but hanging around in there. Golden State reminds me of the Rams, right? With so the tradition, the history, the championship, great. You're not going anywhere. Suns have kind of fallen back, but it's really close. Suns are going to be there with Coach Bud. Sacramento's a dumpster fire. They're not going anywhere fast. Okay, they got rid of the man who built, what was going well. So they're going in the tank. Portland continues to be awful. A little bit concerned, because Chauncey's been there. They got some talent, right? In Portland's an example. And Utah, they don't deserve Cooper Flag. This tanking has to stop. There's no reason for them to be this. Utah's never. So that's Danny Ainge. I'm surprised at you. I'm surprised at Danny Ainge that he's allowed this. Because with Quinn and, this is ridiculous. And I hope the NBA doesn't reward them with Cooper Flag or AJ DeBanson, Franklin. Ridiculous. All right, it's one thing to be, but there's no reason the Utah Jazz to have 7 wins. Will Hardy knows his business. Danny Ainge knows his business. That's just ridiculous and awful. Pelicans, same thing. No Cooper Flag for the Pelicans. No Cooper Flag for Utah. Period. Okay, where can Cooper Flag go? Where, to benefit the league? And then we'll talk about All-Stars. Then we'll just be about it. All right, Cooper Flag. I think Phoenix is going to make the playoffs, but if they don't, get him to Phoenix. Actually, Cooper doesn't work in Phoenix because they already, no, that doesn't work. He needs to go to a team, and so I don't see any team in the West that I'd be comfortable Cooper Flag going to. He's not going to the Pelicans. He's not going to the Jazz. Portland hasn't shown any ability to develop anybody, which is surprising, but that's the facts, so no. Kings, dumpster fire. Suns, there's too much talent there already. He doesn't fit in the Suns. He doesn't fit on any of the other teams that are, the Clippers, but they're going to make the playoffs. Clippers don't tank, so they're going to make the playoffs, so he's not going to go to the Clippers. But the Clippers would be a good place for Cooper Flag because they don't have anybody. Kawhi since they're retired. You can build around him. Golden State, I like that. Let him play with the chef. If Golden State, let Golden State get the #1 pick. Let Cooper go to Golden State. I can dig it. That'd be the only team in the West that I'm supportive. Washington, no. Toronto, yes. Charlotte, no. Brooklyn, yes. For the Cooper Flag sweepstakes. Toronto, Brooklyn, Golden State. Toronto, Brooklyn, Golden State. We're going to talk more about this. That's the only 3. Because it doesn't work in Phoenix. Unless you want to move off, because they're trying to win. It doesn't work. Okay, our Western Conference All-Stars. I like to see Williams is going to make it. Not Chet, he's been out, but Williams and Gilgeous-Alexander, 2. From Memphis, we'll give them 2 with Ja and Bane. Rockets, Jalen Green. Give him 1, maybe Van Fleet, close. But definitely Jalen Green. Mavs, Luka, Kyrie, yes. Clippers, maybe Zubac. Denver, we'll say Jokic, obviously, and Murray. Lakers, LeBron. AD can stay behind home. T-Wolves, Ant-Man. Spurs, Wemby. Golden State, Steph. Phoenix, a little bit tough. I like to say Durant and Booker, but it's going to be one of the 2. Durant, Booker, you can stay, but you're behind home. Kings, nobody. Portland, nobody. Utah, nobody. Pelicans, nobody. Okay, a couple people on the fence with a Booker. We don't know. Golden State 1, San Antonio 1, Minnesota 1, Lakers 1. AD, stay you're behind home. The Lakers are. Maybe I'm being a little bit too hard on AD. Lakers are winning. He's been showing up to work. I've been a little bit too hard on AD. Okay, Denver gets 2. Clippers, Zubac. Mavericks 2. Rockets, just Jalen Green. I'm sorry, you're young. No. Memphis 2. Bane and Ja. Oklahoma City, Shea and Williams for our All-Stars. Indeed. Folks, yeah, woo! 137-27. And we had some people coming through for us. Had to throw on the icy white. Happy New Year's Eve, folks. You know what I mean? This new year, this holiday season, this trifecta. Thanksgiving to the Christmas to the New Year's. Kwanzaa, Hanukkah, everything that is in between. We got to be mindful. We got to take care of ourselves. All right. Comparison is the thief of joy. We know this. Right. And there's a lot of things going on, a lot of stress, and, you can't be everywhere at once. So take care of yourself. Give yourself some grace. If you make a mistake, own up, do better the next time. Right. And just let's just keep it pushing. Let's keep it moving. Let's keep it grooving. Let's keep getting through. So much appreciation, respect, and love for this opportunity on the SandCity Sports. And as I say, we're going to see you again. The next time, I am Andre King, artist formerly known as Andre. Let's get the outro correct. Cape Cod Kid, artist formerly known as Andre King. Thank you so much for tuning in to SandCity Sports. And you know what we're going to say. We're going to see you again the next time. Peace.